Hey everyone, today we're going to take a look at VectorVest. This is a market analysis platform that uses a bunch of proprietary indicators to help you find the best stocks to buy right now. It can be really powerful for swing traders as well as some active investors and even day traders. So in this review, I'll dive into VectorVest, show you what this platform is all about and how I use the system, and help you decide if it's right for you. So let's dive in and take a look at VectorVest. This is a desktop platform for Windows and Mac, and as you can see, when you open it up, it can be a little bit overwhelming. There's this dashboard with a lot of different panels in it. So I'll point out some of the main ones that you want to look at. The most important here is the market timing gauge, which VectorVest calls the color guard. So it's just a red, yellow, green indicator that signifies the market's overall momentum. Obviously, red is bearish, green is bullish. So VectorVest in general tries to trade with the market rather than against it. So when the color guard is red or yellow, you're not going to see a ton of buy picks. Right now it's yellow and it literally says VectorVest doesn't advocate buying stocks at this time. You can see that out of the more than 9,400 stocks that VectorVest tracks, only about 1,300 are buys, more than 6,200 are holds, and 1,800 are sells. So it's really not a great buying time in the market according to the VectorVest system. The other thing about the color guard here is you can actually go back in time and see how it's changed. So day by day, you can see whether it's yellow, red, or green for various metrics that go into defining that color guard. And so, like I said earlier, VectorVest uses a lot of proprietary metrics. There's a little bit of language to learn around this platform. RT is relative timing, so essentially momentum. BSR is buy-sell ratio. MTI is market timing index. And then you're going to see this one a lot. VST is value safety timing. This is the main indicator that I use in VectorVest. It's kind of an overall rating for a stock based on several different metrics that VectorVest tracks. It can be really valuable for ranking stocks to see which ones are the best buys right now, as well as for screening stocks to look at only ones that are strongly recommended by VectorVest. The other panels in this dashboard I don't use as much, but they can be helpful. We can look at different industries or sectors, a graph of market performance over time, as well as which VectorVest trading systems built into the platform are performing the best right now. If you want to dive into market timing a little bit more, you can pull over to this timing tab and pull up the market timing graph. This plots the overall market price action, as well as those market timing indicators by sell ratios and relative timing. And one thing I like is you can actually add support and resistance lines to this. So that can be really helpful for figuring out where the market is relative to those important levels and whether there might be a bounce or a breakout coming up in the near future. When you're plotting either the market timing graph or any individual stock graphs in VectorVest, you can also add more parameters, including a handful of technical analysis parameters. So common ones like MACD, stochastics, RSI, Bollinger Bands, all of the ones that most swing traders and investors are familiar with. So the meat of the VectorVest platform is under this Viewers tab. So we'll start out with the stock viewer here, which can be a really good place to go to just get an overview of what stocks are performing well in the market. I like to come to this tab and sort stocks by VST. So again, value safety timing indicator. This is a really good way to just get an idea of what the best performing stocks according to VectorVest are. You can see all of these are buy recommendations. They tend to have high relative value, high relative safety, and high relative timing. VectorVest also calculates the intrinsic value of a stock, and you can see how that compares to its price, and that also goes into that VST metric. So these are stocks that are potentially undervalued with high momentum. Great targets for active investors and swing traders. When you click on any stock here, it'll pull up information about the industry that stock is in. And if you actually double click on it, it'll pull up another stock view showing all of the stocks in that sector. So this can be a really quick way to get an idea if you find a hot stock in a sector, whether it's the best stock in that sector right now, and how maybe there's other stocks in that sector, if it's performing well overall, that you might want to take a look at. The other thing I want to show you is if you right click, you get a lot of different options here. You can look at stock news, that just takes you to Yahoo. But you can also do a stock graph here. And this is a really good way to quickly analyze a stock without leaving VectorVest. The technical analysis here is not going to rival anything like what you'd get with TradingView, but it does have basic indicators like I showed you earlier. You can look for moving average crossovers, those support and resistance levels, all those little technical indicators that can be really useful for swing traders trying to identify either breakouts or reversals. You can also see buy, sell, and hold ratings up here. So they can be really useful for knowing, how recently a stock became a buy if you're looking at investing in it. So of course, VectorVest lets you add stocks to watchlists, and it also comes with a ton of built-in watchlists. This can be a really neat feature, especially for swing traders who want to come on here and find stocks to buy immediately. So I like this cherry picking watchlist folder, and particularly the hot stock picks is really a good way to jump on and find stocks that are recommended buys with high VST values and strong momentum right now. So you can just jump onto this watch list. It's updated daily and find stocks that are worth investigating further. The same goes for this Midas Touch stocks list. These tend to be a little bit more undervalued relative to the hot stock picks list, a little bit less focused on momentum. But again, a really great list to come on to VectorVest and find stocks to investigate immediately. It reminds me a bit of the top 100 stocks list on Seeking Alpha. And the other thing I want to show you here are the trading systems built into VectorVest. There's a bunch of these. They're explained in more detail on VectorVest's website. For now, just kind of show you, you can see the various different trading systems available. If you click on them, it'll open a website where you can see more information about them. And this shows you information about the trading system statistics, its current holdings, as well as what the system is all about and what rules it uses to trade. These trading systems are neat because you can open them in portfolios, and you can either start a new portfolio using the rules of that system, and it'll actually populate with new stocks as there are new buys for the trading system, or you can follow it in the portfolio manager. And this is just a good way to keep an eye on trading systems that you want to watch. You can see how the portfolio has performed over time. If you have a Pro subscription to VectorVest, and I'll talk about pricing a little bit later, you can actually automatically buy and sell stocks from these trading systems. But the main way I use these is kind of as idea generation. So I check them daily. You can see when there are new buys and sells, and it's a good way to just stay ahead of the market and get new ideas, just like with the stock viewer and watchlist viewers. VectorVest also has a stock screener, which it calls Unisearch. Again, just like Watchlist, there are tons of built-in stock screens on this platform, including some really helpful ones. That said, you do have to kind of do your own research to figure out which of these built-in screeners are going to be useful for your strategy and your style of trading. VectorVest doesn't do as great a job of explaining these, so you have to kind of dig into each screen, look at the parameters, play around, and see what they're all about. I, again, kind of jumped to this cherry picking folder. There's some really nice, simple screens in here. Hot stocks, for example, you can dive in and see basically looking at high momentum stocks with high VST values. You can add parameters to any of these existing screens or create a screen from scratch. One thing I like is that you can run screens based on data, either several minutes ago or even days or weeks ago. So this can be really useful for example, technical-based searches where you want to look for moving average crossovers anytime in the past 24 hours, not just moving average crossovers having exactly when you search. So you can look at not just factors around stocks, but also around industries and sectors. And there's just a ton of different values that you can put in here depending on what you're searching for. So this is a really flexible screener, although it can be pretty complicated, and it takes a bit longer to get set up with this screener, especially to create custom trading strategies. Compared to using a screener from, say, Seeking Alpha or TradingView. The last thing I want to show you in VectorVest is the Backtester. This is a really powerful way to test out either the strategies that are built into VectorVest, strategies you customize based on those, or your own custom strategies. So if we pull up a new backtest here, so you can see that you can select an existing trading system or build one from scratch. We'll backtest one of the existing trading systems just so I can show you how this works. So I'll pick this hot stocks portfolio strategy. You can see the market timing, the rules, as well as the account settings. So there are commissions on here. You can change that easily. When we run this, it'll step through a 1-year period, and you can actually see in the log what's happening day by day. It'll show you all of the different buys and sells happening with these little arrows, and you can see the portfolio value changing over time. Once this is done running, you can see information about the total value of the portfolio, percent winners, the total gain and loss, how much was paid in commissions, and more. And if you want more information, you can dive into the reports and pull up a full trade history as well. So this shows you all of the stocks that were bought and sold over the course of the backtest. One thing I really like is that if you run multiple backtests, for example, if you're trying to optimize a strategy in VectorVest, you can pull up all of the different strategies in this table here and see the total value of your portfolio, the gain and loss, as well as the max drawdown, and compare those values within this table. So they can be really helpful if you're trying to, again, optimize a strategy, running a backtest with several different parameters, and then easily home in on the best ones. So I know I've covered a lot of ground and there's a lot to talk about in VectorVest. The one thing I want to point out here is that it does offer training to help you familiarize yourself with the platform. There's a handful of lessons to get you started. This VectorVest University is an online knowledge base with a ton of helpful articles about how to use the system, what the various metrics mean and how they're calculated, and more information about the built-in trading systems. So there are a lot of resources around this platform to help you kind of dive in and get the most out of it. So with that, I want to talk a little bit about how much VectorVest costs. So VectorVest offers a $9.95 trial for 30 days. I highly recommend taking advantage of this trial. It's a really great chance to try out the system, find your way around VectorVest, use all those resources, and figure out if this system is right for you before signing up for a more expensive paid plan. The 30-day trial does give you access to premium. So the main difference you're going to find between basic, enhanced, and premium is the difference in whether your data is real-time or not. So basic offers 1-day delayed data, so all of the data is updated at the end of each market day. Enhanced gives you 15-minute delayed price data, and all of the data is updated throughout the day as far as the color gauge for the market, buy, sell, hold ratings. Those are all updated during the day, not just once at the end of the day. And then premium offers real-time data. All of those ratings and recommendations are updated in real time. So basic costs $69 per month or $695 per year if you pay annually. Enhanced costs $99 per month or $995 per year if you pay annually. And premium costs $149 per month or $1,495 per year if you pay annually. I would say for most swing traders, the basic plan is going to be all you need. It can be nice to have information update throughout the day, but most of the time you don't need that unless your trading system really depends on tight entries. If it does, the enhanced plan might be more workable for you. 15-minute delayed data isn't going to make a big difference in a lot of swing trading strategies. If you're a day trader using VectorVest, you are going to need that premium plan to get access to real-time data. With these prices, I definitely recommend having a portfolio of at least $10,000. More than that is actually better. You're more likely to get a return on this platform. And it's also worth considering how much VectorVest costs compared to alternatives like particularly Seeking Alpha comes to mind. Seeking Alpha is not as targeted towards swing traders, but it does offer a system of stock ideas based on value, growth, and momentum. And it's worth checking out if you're interested in a system that allows you to just jump on and find stocks to buy right now without quite as much work as VectorVest requires. So overall, I think this is a really powerful platform, particularly for swing traders, but also for active investors and day traders. And it can work really well if you're willing to put in the time and the work to figure out how VectorVest system can work for you and create your own trading strategies that you can implement in this platform.